Excuse, it's been lit. It's Wednesday night. Denise and Reg post Dynamite. Come and get your Easter eggs. It's a dub. Middle of the week, it's AEW. Dynamic wrestling and end your night with us. It's a must. It's Dynamite. It might combust. Speak now. We're gonna give you all the recap. Live on YouTube is where you see that. The Cali connection with the feedback.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the AEW Forbidden Door post show. It's myself, Denise Salcedo, and Righteous Reg. It is a late night with the California connection for some people. For us in the West Coast, it's still pretty early. But how are you?
I'm doing great, Denise. I'm like, it's just 9 o'clock for me. I feel like it's a regular time. After the show, we'll still have some night to get to it. But I'm feeling good. That was a really fun pay-per-view. Amazing way to end it. I thought the main event felt like the main event, Denise.
I think the main event was like definitely the biggest thing on the show. I think that was the match that made everybody go, all right, yeah, it was worth it that I paid for this pay-per-view. So honestly, I thought this was the best match of the night and nothing came close to it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. I'm like, did anything come close? Hold on, let me think on it real quick.
There was good stuff, but they did not come close.
This was the main event. These two guys came to show that a heavyweight title match for the world championship. Yeah, nothing came close. You're right.
All right, well, we got so much to get into today with Forbidden Door, and we are going to get right to it. I want to start off by saying, Reg, what was it like for you? Because I know a lot of times you and we both go to the shows. What was it like for you watching at home? Because for me, it was a little bit, it was nice, but it felt kind of weird, you know?
There's FOMO, Denise. You know how it is. Like, our friends are posting online, being at the show. There's all these people going around. So then you see the show and you're like, man, it used to like being in the arena, feeling the people, hearing the music. It feels weird when you're just like at home watching it on TV.
I honestly didn't have FOMO this time around.
No?
And you want to know why? Because I was on my couch with my big ass blanket, stuffing my face. I got to wear my glasses without nobody shaming me. This was great. I was like, this is nice. And what's great too was that I was watching on the big screen TV, right? And usually I watch wrestling from my desk, right? From right here. I was watching on the big screen TV, and then I had my computer. So it was just cool. I felt like I had a lot happening, and at the same time, I was barefoot enjoying myself. I mean, come on. I had a great time.
Yeah, it's crazy that one of your shames is wearing glasses and your co-host is just like, wears glasses all the time. My eyes. Those are my eyes. And you're like, oh, dorks wear glasses. I could never be caught in a pair of glasses outdoors. And I'm like, hold on a second. I think without these bad boys, it's nothing for me, Denise. I don't know. We don't have all the luxuries to be like, oh, no glasses
I ain't
here.
that blind yet, Reg. Let me enjoy it. I ain't that blind yet. All right. At the forum, when Dynamite was here, there was a fan that asked for a picture with Will and I was about to take the picture, and I was like, hold on. I had to take my glasses off.
Wow. Why are you shaming glasses wearers, Denise?
I'm self-conscious. All right. So anyways, all this to say, I had a great time watching from home.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it makes sense when you could just relax, eat your goldfish like I'm sure you were doing, have a little beverage, not have to pay $20 for a Pepsi. Like, it feels a little bit better. And when you could kind of I don't say you can't really get comfortable at shows, but it's a different kind of energy when you're there. The seats are never comfortable. You got to get up to let people out and stuff. Like, it's a different kind of energy being there, you know?
Yeah, it definitely is. All right, let's go ahead and get into some of these initial super chats and see what everybody's reaction was to the show. We got Roberto Arsenal here who says Toni Storm and Mina choosing love over jealousy was beautifully done. That's why when Mariah betrays Toni at All In, it will have a bigger impact. He also says Britt Baker versus Mercedes run that feud all summer. Oh, that is definitely where they are headed. We got Infamous Raider Loco here who says, man, I'm so mentally drained. Just heard before Forbidden Door that my best friend brother has passed away. I need the pay-per-view, and you guys more than ever, much appreciated. Love to you both. Thank you. Oh man, I'm really sorry. I was not expecting this at all. Infamous Raider Loco, I'm terribly sorry.
Yeah, sending love out to Raider Loco, a constant supporter of ours. Like, it's a crazy time outside. Sending love out to you. Anytime something like this happens, it's like processing it is like how. So shout out to you for being here with us tonight.
Sheldon Jackson gifted 5 DWO memberships. As always, Sheldon, so much. We got Crazy 101 who says 0 Hour was lit. Jack is TNT champ. Mark Briscoe is insane. Jericho lost. Max Caster rap was reported by Fox because of Biden. DMD is back. That is it, guys. Review over. Crazy 101 got it all in. We got Sheldon Jackson here with a very generous super chat who says it was real cool to have a real recording artist and hip hop icon introduce Swerve. The last 2 hours were out of this world compared to the first hours. Also, this Tuesday, the streak hits 100 straight with a gifted membership. Sheldon, thank you very, very kindly. And yes, I think that the latter portion of Forbidden Door was definitely probably the strongest. We also have Roberto Arsenal who says, as a huge Dipset fan, seeing songs introduce Swerve made me smile. That was a great main event. Swerve talks the talk and walks it too. Crazy 101 says new pay-per-view in Japan. WrestleMania Who? W main event. Also adds that was pro wrestling 100 W pay-per-view. Let's effing go. We also have infamous Raider Loco who says, what a main event. So many stories going into waiting for Hangman to be wild card, even if I think Jeff should win after that collision promo, but great pay-per-view. Crazy 101 adds that the women have come a long way. They killed it. Chris Ludek says, definitely a great show. I'm glad no one bled and the show didn't drag, which some AEW shows have. Also, I feel in each match the right person won. I'm glad Swerve and Jack Perry won. That is one of the things that I was going to ask you, Reg, and I might as well talk about it right now, is if you notice, so many of the matches were very short. I kind of felt like I was expecting, I think it was around like 8:20. I'm like, oh my God, all we have left is the main event, and there's still 40 minutes until we get to 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm thinking, Denise, if the kind of discourse that was going on this week about these long shows had played a role, and they were like, maybe if we shorten up the matches, people won't be so crazy. I mean, honestly, a lot of these matches don't need to be as long. So, like, I appreciate them just like getting to it. And then the main events make them the longer matches, just kind of how like the New Japan shows usually work.
Right, but really quickly, just because I made an ugly face about that discourse, but why did this all of a sudden start? AEW has been doing long pay-per-views for the longest time. Like, this is their thing.
It didn't just start, Denise. It happens every single pay-per-view. People are like, this is so long. We're on the East Coast. It's going to end after midnight. Blah, 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 blah. But I keep saying, Denise, you're going to pay $50. If I'm giving up $50, give me a whole bunch of show. Give me a bunch of matches. Give me 15 matches. If this is WWE and I'm paying $10, my subscription is $1.99 because I got it at Black Friday. I'm giving up $2. I'll watch a 5-match show. No problem. I don't care. But if I'm paying up $50, give me some show.
Someone do the math. If you're paying $2 and there's 5 matches on the card, how much are you paying per match? Wait, I gotta use my fingers for this. I can't do that kind of math.
That's hella funny. How far is my $2 going, Denise? That's the question.
Your $2 are going really far.
They're stretching. Honestly, look, I'm not mad at it. Black Friday, when it happens, it's a great idea. It's a great plan. And I don't know how WWE gets paid off of this, but that's crazy. 40 cents per match.
Someone did the math. I love you guys for doing the math because I was not going to do that math. All right. We got Matt Logan here who says, I'm glad the only major return was Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. She was looking fierce tonight with a great reaction. We also have Grapple Geekery, who is a DWO member for 14 months, has loved every match I watch. Didn't watch Jericho. Oh, man. All right. So let's go ahead and start getting into this show because there was so much. I want to start off with the main event. Let's just start there, baby, because that was the first match. That was the best match of the night. And I feel we got to get to it first. So Swerve Strickland defends his AEW World Championship against Will Ospreay. And here's the thing. This was a match that I think had a lot of people sort of torn. It was 50-50. Some people were expecting Ospreay. Some people were expecting Swerve. Reg, I want to start off with how you felt about this match.
You know, coming into this, there's a lot of talk about Will Ospreay and if he should win this match and he should be world champion and all this stuff. And Swerve was people had him messed up. They were like not giving him his due. I'm like, you guys don't understand. Swerve is one of the best wrestlers in the world too. Like, and he'll show you. This match right here, the counters, the strikes, the I know the next move you're gonna make before you're gonna make it, and I'm gonna counter you before you even try to make it. The psychology in this match was off the charts. This was probably Swerve's best performance in AEW, definitely as world champion. Ospreay, when he his desperation and like when he's like fighting from behind, even though he's Ospreay and always dominating, is so crazy. People talk all week and every time an Ospreay clip goes crazy about how he doesn't sell, how he doesn't blah, blah, blah. But he was selling his ass off all over this match. I think the counters are really sold this match for me, Denise. There was moments where I'm like, oh, whoa. And they're just like going back and forth, hitting moves, hitting all these spots. The moment where Ospreay's in dying desperation and he tries to hit the hidden blade on Swerve and Swerve just catches him and is just like, not today, son. That signified Swerve's championship reign for me. That was like, oh, this guy's here. He's a big dog and you're going to have to bring a house full with bombs and fire to beat this guy. Amazing match, Denise. I don't know like what to say. It was great.
There was a lot of really great stuff in it. You know what I really enjoyed too? There was a moment where they both kept dodging each other's moves. Yeah. It was like you just kept seeing them like miss because they kept yeah, that's exactly what they were doing. And you mentioned this being Swerve's best match, at least for sure as AEW World Champion. And I'm trying to think because I feel like Swerve has the best chemistry with guys that he has a history with.
Yeah.
And we've seen that so many times with who? With Darby and with Hangman and now with Will Ospreay. I feel like the more that Swerve is familiar with the opponent, the better the matches are.
Yeah, it plays into that psychology thing, Denise, and kind of what his character represents. We know him as this methodical, he's going to break you down. It feels like he really studies his opponents. He watches his matches. He watches their past matches to know what mistakes he made so he won't make them again. It just shows how smart of a wrestler he is. Ospreay is also kind of in the same way of like, he's going to know every move that you're going to make just because he's such a professional. But this time, Swerve just having that little bit extra was so good.
You know what I also enjoyed about this is that even though Will Ospreay did not win, which again I had said like he's not going to win, like they're going to let this keep playing out with Swerve. Definitely. I feel like had they taken the title away from Swerve today, I think it would have felt like they were sort of pulling the rug underneath him and not really giving him like a full honest to God chance at the AEW World Championship. But what I love though was that even though Ospreay did not win, he kind of had this match won at one point. As a matter of fact, the referee was down and we basically saw him get a visual pin in this match. And then you also had the added addition of Don Callis, who kind of, screwed things up for him a little bit because Will Ospreay was handling his shit. And then all of a sudden he comes back in with the screwdriver, making a call back to last year's Forbidden Door with the screwdriver. So in a way, you can also kind of blame Don Callis for getting involved and this BS shit of him sort of distracting Will Ospreay here. So in towards the end, when we had all of those near falls, there was at least 3 times where I thought, oh, this is it. This is over. There was one particular finish that I would have loved more than the finish that they actually did. Mm-hmm. And it was the moment where Swerve, he had countered the what was it? He had countered Will Ospreay at one point, and then he basically rolled him up and it looked like he was about to get the pin there and then he didn't, and then the match continued for like several more minutes. But it was in that moment where I did think, oh, it was when he went for the Tiger Driver. Thank you. It was when he went for the Tiger Driver and Swerve countered that and he rolled him up really quickly, and I felt like that was going to be the finish, and I actually would have liked that finish more because it was almost like if Swerve was using that adrenaline that Will Ospreay had against him. So I thought that was actually going to be the finish.
Yeah, no, that would have been a good thing. But I think what I liked about what they did was they added shenanigans. And usually I don't like shenanigans, but for Will Ospreay's character and that Don Callis coming out with the screwdriver got him off of his game, and that's going to play into the stories. Usually, if you watch a badass Ospreay, the best Ospreay matches, there's no shenanigans. It's 2 guys in the ring battling it out. When he became IWGP World Champion, it's just him and Okada going at, it's no extras, anything of that. So have that in here, have a kind of an American main event, his first American pay-per-view main event, and to go like that, I think adds on to it of like, Swerve's been saying, you're not ready for this. You're not understanding. You can't carry the world of this. And so the added thing and showing that he can't keep up with that adds on to Ospreay's story.
And they really sold the desperation in Will Ospreay. I truly, honest to God, they made you believe that that was it. Like he went his full gas tank and beyond that. Like he was running on empty. And I truly bought that. And so when Swerve gets his victory, I truly felt like he had taken Will Ospreay to the maximum, to the point where it was easier for me to buy that he defeated Will Ospreay.
I think that also tells another great story, Denise, because we've seen Ospreay, all the matches we've seen of Ospreay in AEW, he comes out at the end. He's looking like he can wrestle another match. He's bowed up. He's big. This time it was like he's gave everything he got and he couldn't beat the world champion. That adds on to Swerve, too, of like, you were in here with Bryan, you're in here with Takeshita, you're in here with Kenny. You beat all those guys, but you came in here with me and you gave your all and I still came out on top. Shows how awesome Swerve is.
And they both needed that, right? Because you needed to know, because, you needed to know that Swerve as AEW world champion could in fact beat somebody like Will Ospreay.
Exactly.
And that was part of the reason why I had said Swerve needed to get the victory here, because he really needed this kind of win. I mean, his first championship defense on a pay-per-view, it was against Christian Cage. And no shade to Christian Cage. That match was fun, but it's not Will Ospreay.
Exactly. You need a big win. And there was all this surrounding Ospreay of like, should he be world champion? I think putting him in the match, giving him this moment, but showing that you're not ready yet, dude. Swerve is the world champion for a reason. You got too much dip on your chip. You're trying to come in and become world champion already, dude. What are you thinking? I was thinking about the moment of Ospreay on the outside about to stab Nana, and he forgets about it, but then he goes in that house call that Swerve hits immediately as he came in. I'm like, these guys were going at it. But yeah, I think this shows that Ospreay has a lot to go, but he could be world champion at any time. If they had a rematch next month and he won, it'd still be just as great. You know what I mean?
This made me hungrier to see Will Ospreay as champion.
Exactly.
It truly did. It made me go like, dude, he needs to be champion. I mean, I kind of already felt that way for the longest time, but this is just like another reiteration, a reminder of, hey, he really does need to be champion at some point. Like, we need to get to this because he really is that great. Right. Oh my God. Can I just say, I was so mad when they showed Daniel Garcia. I felt so bad. But dude, the action was moving so freaking fast, right? It was one of those things where like, don't turn around, you're going to miss something. And so they're doing their thing, right? Will and Swerve. And all of a sudden they're like, here's Daniel Garcia. And I'm like, bro, I don't care. Don't take the camera off of this match. What are you doing? And then later on they showed MJF and I'm like, all right, this is taking a little too long. You got to get back to the action. What are we doing here? I did not like, can I just say I didn't like that? Because at the pace that they were working at, I didn't want to miss anything.
I knew Denise didn't like that because she texted me about it.
I texted you, I didn't like that.
Denise is texting me about something she doesn't know. She's like, essentially like, ain't nobody trying to see Daniel Garcia. And I'm like, I feel you. Like, I like Daniel Garcia. That's my homeboy. But this wasn't really the time, I think,
Well, here's the other thing, too. Think about it. All right, Reg, let me ask you a question. Honest to God. If I said to you, let's say I don't know, whatever. I'm wrestling a match. And I said to you, Reg, if I become champion, I am going to give you a title shot. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you be like, you know what? I'm going to get involved in this match and make sure she gets her win because she already promised me a title shot. And
I'm going to be closer to the ring, not as the same place as Sting. Like, you're up there with Sting, bro. You can't help from up there. But also, it's like, why? I like Daniel Garcia a lot. Why are we zooming in on him? Like, somebody said, I thought it was going to be Shane McMahon. I'm like, they were making it like it was somebody crazy. And I like Daniel Garcia. Don't make me do this.
Dude, at first, when they went to the camera shot, I was like, who are we looking for? Who's there? It took me forever until they zoomed into Daniel Garcia's face that I thought, oh, it's Daniel Garcia. But at first I was like, who is it?
Well, why did they do that, Denise? Just to tell the story of Dynamite?
Yeah, because he has the match with Will Ospreay for the international championship, and then he has the promise of if Will Ospreay wins the title, he gets a title shot.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
What about the contenders for Swerve?
That's what
How come nobody was watching that wants to beat
MJF?
him?
But oh no, he was technically watching Will Ospreay, right?
You know?
I guess nobody. The fans? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why they. I mean, it seems like they're trying to do the foreshadowing Will Ospreay thing, make us believe that he's gonna win. So he did, and then he didn't.
I was so mad though, Reg. I really was. Like, what are you guys doing?
Hilarious.
What are you guys doing? Y'all are making me hate on poor Daniel Garcia for no reason.
He didn't deserve this, man. He's just trying to watch the match up there with Steve Borden.
There was another thing, and I don't know if you guys caught this. By the way, it's no longer Prince Nana. It's Prince Na.
Oh my God.
Did you notice? Jim Ross, that's the way he pronounces Prince Nana.
No, I didn't.
Prince
That's hilarious.
Nana.
Prince Nana.
It killed me. Anyways, I'm done. I'm just messing around now. No, that was real. That was real though. All right, we had Chris Ledeck here who says, definitely a great show. I'm glad. Oh, I already read this one. My apologies. We got Matt Logan here who says, I'm glad the only. Oh, I already read this one here. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Speed Punk says, I grilled up some cheeseburgers on my Traeger grill and had Sonic Tots. They sell them at the grocery store. What's your go-to meals for pay-per-views? I switched it up. Today I had jalapeno pizza from this Pina Pizza place. And then I had fries, goldfish, and ice cream.
That's a lot of things. Jalapeno pizza, fries.
It's a long show.
I had leftover Chinese food and ice cream, so double ice cream.
Chinese food yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We got Sheldon Jackson here who says, Denise is a heel through and through, threatening to beat up Reg, mocks people who wear glasses, refuses to hook Reg up with her friend, and throws her husband under the bus on the regular, and you call me a heel. Okay, first of all, I did not say that I would not help you hook up with my friend.
Well, when you put it like that, it sounds crazy. I want it to be a little bit nicer than that.
What do you mean?
Hook up. Like, that sounds crazy. Can you be like...
Fine. I didn't say that I wouldn't help you fall madly in love with my friend.
Whoa, okay. Whoa, you went all the way to the other end of the spectrum with that one. I want us like some middle ground, maybe.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry that I didn't help you date my friend.
Okay, I'll take it. Yes.
Okay, I never said I wouldn't. I said I wouldn't give you my aunt's Facebook.
Hey, I'm still looking for that, though.
We got Crazy 101 who says, triple kiss equals cinema, right, Reg?
I liked it. Big fan. I wouldn't call it cinema, though. That's too far.
Crazy 101 says, Dijak backstage, Ricochet incoming, maybe Natty. Any thoughts on this, Reg?
Ricochet, I feel like pretty inevitable because Ospreay is like, please come. Dijak, that one I probably would know. Natty Neidhart should like that. If there was like one woman that you could get out there, I'm like Natty. If she comes with her husband too, what she's gonna do to help that women's division, like you can't replace that. So get her.
We got Luke Thornton here who says Swerve and Ospreay felt legendary.
It did.
We got Matt Reichel here who says, been helping my mom recover from heart surgery. Great pay-per-view. Ospreay versus Swerve was insane. Give Swerve his flowers. DMD is back. I'm geeked for All In. Well, first of all, I'm sending some love to your mom, Matt. Really am. And yeah, it was a great pay-per-view, man. It was with an awesome main event for sure.
Yeah, I thought that first of all, shout out to you and your mom, Matt. That's a lot to go through. People are just constantly going through a lot of stuff. Always kind of sit back and remember that, like, it's not just you, it's a lot of people and a lot of stuff. But yeah, this show was awesome. This kind of hit all the home runs that I thought it would.
We got Grapple Geekery here who says Los Ingobernables versus you gotta practice that today, Reg. Versus the Lucha Bros and Místico was my match of the night. What'd you think?
I thought this was probably it wasn't the second, maybe third best match of the night, honestly, behind the main event and Bryan and Shingo. I thought that all these guys, this was like, when I'm looking for flipping and spinning, when I'm looking for spot food, this is exactly what it was. All guys went insane. They did my least favorite thing with the waterfall spot, but I thought that the interaction of the Lucha Bros and Místico together, please do it again.
Okay, because I haven't watched the pre-show, so this was the only match that I wanted to see on the pre-show.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah, okay, so I got to go back and watch that. All right, we got infamous Raider Loco here with a generous super chat and says, "I felt what happened for the main event should have happened. Swerve needs the belt a little longer. Will versus MJF at All In sounds big, but does Will lose to Daniel Garcia, who deserves a big win? Fun things to look forward to, and appreciate you guys here. Thank you so much." Absolutely not to Will Ospreay losing to Daniel Garcia. What are we doing? No, absolutely not. And I feel bad. Why is Daniel Garcia catching strays? I don't mean for him to catch strays, but come on. Let's be real.
I'm the most against, when we talk wins and losses, I hate it. But 2 Ospreay losses back to back, absolutely not. No way. Sorry.
Absolutely not. We got Magnum Weight here, who's been a DWO member for 12 months, who says Swerve seemed to sell the blade block too. A lot of good selling from both guys in this match.
Yeah, all those kind of, you see these spots kind of done over. We've seen Ospreay hit a bunch of different hidden blades things, but for Swerve to kind of observe the impact of a lot of them and take it and use it as his own energy, I think was a really dope way to kind of counter that.
Dude, some of the shots for this too, like when they zoomed in and we got to see Will Ospreay get kicked on the side of the head, that shot, shout out to that shot to the production team, because that shit looked crazy.
It felt like Swerve was trying to put his foot in Ospreay's mouth like 3 or 4 times. Like, are those house calls? I'm like, yo, this looks like it hurts, but Ospreay's such a great seller that you would think it was.
We got Mike T90K here, who says, "I will happily pay $50 for the rematch between Ospreay and Swerve. Hell, even throw MJF in and make it the best 3-way match of all time." I don't mind that. We got Luke Thornton here, who says, "Glad Britt is back. Seeing OG AEW with all the new people added is going to be incredible to watch. Get Jamie and Hangman back, and AEW is almost 100%. And Kenny! Let's not forget Kenny. I can't wait till he comes back."
I keep forgetting every time they mention it. Like, somebody brought up Kenny versus Okada, and I was all, dude, if Kenny Omega comes back and we get that at All In, that's insane. That is one person that, like, that's one of the best wrestlers in the world, legit, that's just kind of sitting in the background that we don't know what he is or know when he's coming back, that, like, when he does come back, the game's going to change.
We need Kenny Omega back. And you know what else we need? Bryan Danielson winning that Owen Hart Cup. Alexander Fitzgerald says, "Potential all-in matches: Swerve versus Hangman, Mariah May versus Storm, Britt versus Mercedes, MJF versus Ospreay, and possibly Nigel versus Danielson. Solid card so far." No to Nigel versus Danielson. It's got to be Swerve versus Danielson, because Danielson is winning that Owen Hart Cup, guys. It's happening. It's got to happen, or I'm going to be freaking pissed. Swerve versus, I already said Swerve versus Danielson. MJF Ospreay, yes. Britt versus Mercedes, yes. Mariah May versus Toni Storm, yes.
A lot of people are under the impression that Hangman's going to win this tournament, Denise. I think you're the only one. I'm on the same one that believes that.
Because I have faith. I have faith. All right. I've been saying this since day freaking one. The second that Bryan Danielson cut that promo and he said that he was tired of not winning and wanted to win and was going to have his moment, he told us in that promo he's winning.
That's also the way
you
that
have a man. Sorry, Reg, I don't mean to cut you off, but you don't have a man with the reputation of Bryan Danielson cut that kind of a promo, tell us and make those promises, and then not have him deliver on that. You don't do that to somebody like Bryan Danielson.
I was going to say, that's also kind of the way that Bryan tells us he's going to lose too, because he'll be like, look at this, you guys. I want to do this. I want to win. I want to be the champion. But also, he doesn't want that at all. He tells us on a weekly basis, I don't want that shit. Did he just do an interview where he was like, please don't make me the world champion? I don't want that at all.
But here's the thing, though. I know Bryan doesn't want to be AEW world champion. He has said it a million times. I have sat through hours of press conferences where I have heard him say this. Trust me, I'm fully aware. However, Bryan Danielson tends to do things that are good for the sake of other people, whether that be the talent or the fans. And I think he recognizes that the fans do and have wanted to see him become AEW world champion.
I think you're right, Denise. I think he's making it bigger than himself. Like, he's like, I could go out this way and just put a bunch of people over on the way out, but I know that my fans want this so much. And I just continuously see at the end of All In, Bryan with the belts doing the big yes, and everybody in the arena is doing yes. Everybody's crying. Like, how could you not get that scene, Denise? How could you not?
Bro, now I'm starting to think I should have gone to All In, or that I should go
Crazy.
to All In, but I can't. I can't. I make decisions here, guys. All right, Roberto Arsenal says AEW just posted on social media Toni and Mina holding hands and Mariah slapping both Mina and Toni's ass. Shout out to Tom Nakano, who to me was the 0 hour MVP. Is that true?
Yep, those two women from Stardom rocked it with Chris and Willow in that match. Tom Nakano needs to come back, and I want to see her in a one-on-one match, honestly.
Damn, it sounds like the freaking pre-show was really great.
It rocked, Denise. You missed it. Where were you at?
I'd rather not say.
Denise, you were at home.
If I tell you, you guys are gonna not even believe me.
Denise, you were at home.
But okay, no, I can't tell you guys what I was doing.
What were you doing?
No, if I tell you, everyone's gonna yell at me.
Oh my God, Denise. Now you gotta tell us.
Okay, but no one can get mad at me though.
We're not mad. We're good.
Okay, keep in mind, I've been watching a lot of wrestling, right? Because I'm rewatching all the SummerSlams. And I kind of needed a little bit of a break mentally.
A cleanse, yep.
So from 3 to 5, I was watching The Big Bang Theory and eating my pizza.
Oh my God. Why did you prepare for an AEW show by watching The Big Bang Theory?
I didn't do it on purpose.
You wanted to give them ratings?
I've been rewatching the show before the argument started, okay?
Oh
That's why I didn't want to say, because no one was going to believe me and people were going to get mad at me. I'm sorry. I needed a mental break. Yesterday, I watched 4 SummerSlams, Reg. 4.
Why'd you do that?
I'm rewatching every SummerSlam. Have you not heard? Every single day from July 1st to July 31st, I'm going to be putting out a SummerSlam recap video. I know.
Why are you doing that?
Because I'm a crazy person, Reg. This is what crazy people do. They act crazy and make crazy decisions.
And
so anyways.
Not on drugs. Like you're just sober.
Reg, I am the last friend that you will ever have that will ever use drugs.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You're just sober and you're like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know. Anyway, so believe it or not, I was watching The Big Bang Theory.
Bazinga while we're on.
I've literally been rewatching Big Bang Theory at night, and I've been rewatching Modern Family in the morning. So it's kind of my thing. It's what I do. I wake up, I have my little breakfast, I put my little Modern Family on, and then right before I go to bed, I put on my little Big Bang Theory on. On the weekends.
Denise is the younger one of the California Connection, too. I just want you guys to know that.
I'm sorry, okay? Patrick Moore here says Swerve's win was the real deal. I hope he talks less now and just shows up and shows his grill. Love ya. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, it feels like what happened when he initially became champion, Denise. I think they were trying something. They were trying to do like a remorseful type of like, I was done bad as a heel and I want to kind of make up for it. And like, I like this, what Patrick is saying here of just like not talking, just showing up, beating ass, looking like a badass champion. And when he does choose his words, they're wise and they're with the point.
KM Harris here says watching Mercedes Moné boot out of the building was not surprising, but seeing DMD was back was great. Okay, so I want to get to that because that is massive. And this is going to be, this was, I don't even know how to describe this, Reg. I'm just going to say it right now. So we had Mercedes versus Stephanie Vaquer, and Stephanie stole that crowd. She won them over. Reg, she out-wrestled Mercedes. She did. And that's shocking. I know.
Out-wrestled Denise.
Did you watch the match, Reg?
I watched it.
Stephanie was incredible here, and the fans saw that. And you saw like I don't know if the fans turned or what. I don't even know because they were already kind of turning against Mercedes in the first place because that's what the character has been. But it really felt like people were like, shit, Stephanie's the shit. Like, this is great.
No, I think she just
I thought she looked like a real star in this match.
I think the thing is she's just a badass wrestler, and like there's been little like she's been on AEW TV and they've been video packages and they've been all these things, but when you see her up close and personal with somebody else that can go, you're like, oh damn, she's amazing. Remember, we saw the first match, Denise, and she's a completely different wrestler than she was then. Like she's a top 10 women's wrestler in the world right now, it feels like, with how she's working. And the fact that she got that crowd, which in moments they weren't the best, I'll admit, to turn on Mercedes, which I expected to kind of happen regardless, because I feel like, I don't want to say it was calculated, but I feel like they turned on her at the right time, because then Britt Baker comes out and she gets the big pop. If they're cheering for Mercedes, you don't get the big pop for Britt Baker. But, you know, I digress. I think that Stephanie just beyond anything, she just is a really great wrestler, and she showed the crowd who didn't know that she is.
She really did. I thought she did phenomenal. And I feel like, I don't know what the deal is, but we need to see Stephanie way more on AEW, because I feel like she can be, she's just freaking great. And it was interesting too, because one of the things that the commentary, by the way, can I just say, I was not a fan of commentary tonight. I felt that commentary was making a lot of mistakes. They got so many facts wrong throughout the entire show. There was also, I kind of felt like they were not they weren't working as a cohesive unit.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, it felt like, Reg, if you and I were doing commentary and you were talking about something and then I just started talking about something else, it felt like everybody was trying to put themselves over and not actually, I don't know, it just didn't feel like they were on the exact same page. And I don't know if it was because, hey, Tony Schiavone wasn't there, or Nigel being in there with Excalibur and Taz. I'm not really sure what went wrong, but I just felt like the dynamics were really off with commentary. And like, even for example, just in this match, they were kind of saying something along the lines of Stephanie not being used to performing in front of crowds like this. And I'm like, dude, she's performing in front of Arena Mexico like every week. What are you talking about? She is freaking wrestling all the time. Like, that to me didn't make sense. So it was like little things like that. Then one of the things they kept saying was, Mexican wrestling style. And I'm like, bro, it's called lucha. Just say lucha. What are we doing here? And it's, you know me, Reg, I get irritated by little things. And that was just a little thing where I'm like, come on. I
got you. No, I feel you.
Little things.
Usually, Denise, the switches that they make to commentary when they bring in Jim Ross, they switch out Taz, they switch out Nigel, they switch out. Usually it works. For some reason, things just didn't click tonight. I don't know what it was. Like, Nigel's always a tremendous talent, and Excalibur's always tremendous. He usually has to rein in the rest of them. But tonight, something just felt off. I don't know what it was. That I didn't notice as much as you with the Mexican wrestling thing.
And then there was when I think it was the main event. It was it was the it was the Shingo match. So it's the Naito John Moxley match. It was the Naito John Moxley match, and I think it was JR. Somebody was explaining like all of the history of Shingo, right? And then all of a sudden JR comes in and he's like, he interrupts the explanation, right? Like the history lesson. And he goes, wow, I think Naito is the fastest of the two. And I'm like, that's Reg. It's like if you're telling me about your day and all of a sudden I turn to you and I go, hey, so just totally different story. What do you want to eat today, Reg? I don't know. It's something stupid. You know what I'm saying?
We got to sure Grandpa Jim Ross, Denise. It's okay. Like, you know, we have to appreciate the time we have left with the OG and appreciate him being able to call. And if he just comes on and if he's like, you know, what about JR's barbecue? We have to accept it. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. But anyways, I just thought that, and it wasn't even just him though. It was the entire night.
Yeah.
The entire night. Anyways, we need to talk about, by the way, there was one more thing that I wanted to talk about Mercedes and Stephanie. And it was the part where we had everybody chanting fuck the Celtics. And there was that one guy with the Celtics shirt, but it also kind of helped because Mercedes is from Boston.
A plant. That probably was a plant.
You think?
No, I'm trolling. Don't run with that. Y'all are dumb. This match was awesome though, Denise. Did we talk about the match at all? Where did we start to talk? How did we get into this?
I already told you what I thought about the match. What'd you think about the match?
I thought this was one of my favorite matches of the show. Mercedes has been you're just crazy and talking and wilding. The way that Mercedes has been training Lucha her entire post WWE run, it came into the forefront here. The way that you say Stephanie kind of took over, I thought that Mercedes on defense was incredible. The way that she bumped, she bumped off of that dragon screw out of the corner, the way that she ragdolls off of moves, it's like Mercedes. The issue with this is Mercedes should be heel already. I don't really understand why they're slow walking the dog. I mean, the pops are there. They understand what they're doing. But the real bread and butter of this lady is when she's a bad woman and she's telling everybody how great she is. But this also was kind of on par with the main event of how counters and reversals played a role. Like Mercedes had some crazy lucha rolls that I'm like, all right, this is wild. But Stephanie's like confidence was, I think that played a big role too. You could just see from the entrance that she was like, I don't care what the result of this match is. I don't care what's happening. When I leave here, the whole arena is going to think I'm the shit. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I feel you. So let's get to the Britt Baker return because that was huge. So in this moment, you had Mercedes win, and now she's holding so much gold at this point, right? But her celebration is cut very short because all of a sudden we hear Britt's theme song, and she comes out, very simple, stares at her, turns around, and leaves. And everybody knows what that means. She is coming for Mercedes. And from the second that we have been talking about Mercedes coming into AEW, everybody in our chat was basically bringing up Britt Baker. This is what they wanted to see.
Yeah, super huge pop for Britt Baker. As soon as her music hit, like you could see, they panned to the crowd and the crowd was going insane. I thought it was interesting how she just came out and did some pyro and looked and turned back around and got out of there. Just like I don't really have to, like, she didn't super take away from the match because she did that, but just like I'm back, you guys, be excited about it. The way that fans are excited about it has me excited about it. I'm just happy that we're getting the match out of the way, honestly. I like Britt Baker a lot. I think that the promos, I think to get there, people are going to be like, this is incredible. But like,
the match, is that what you're talking about?
Totem pole is game. Like Mercedes, everybody's like dream matches for them. Like Britt is in their top 5. She's like not even in my top 15 of like women I want to see Mercedes wrestle. But I'm happy for everybody and for Britt Baker specifically that this is going to happen.
I think for me, I'm more so just wondering what it's going to be like to see them feud with each other because they're both, you know, Britt Baker was on top for a very long time in AEW. And now Mercedes is the girl. She's the it girl. She's the champion, right? Like she's the person. She's the, you know, she's being paid so much money, right? All this buzz and hype. And she's been to the biggest promotion in the world. She's traveled all over the world. She's just done so much more than Britt. But so now I would just want to see what it's going to be like when they start cutting promos on each other, when they start talking shit. Like, that's what I want to see. The match itself, I don't know what that's going to look like. You just never know. They can have some insane chemistry together or they cannot. We won't know. We'll find out what that will look like. But I'm honestly looking forward to seeing what they do with Britt and Mercedes here because, again, it's going to be interesting to see another person owning Britt's turf.
What I talked about a few weeks ago, Denise, the issue is that Britt already did all these promos that she's going to do against Mercedes, against Saraya. She's going to come in and be like, you were over there doing that, and I'm the pillar over here. I was the first one, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be word for word, bar for bar of the shit that she told Saraya. Now, I don't know if people aren't going to remember, so it doesn't matter. But I'm just like, I know that's going to be the sell. That's why I'm already like, But I think Mercedes, in order to submit what she's going to do in AEW, you have to have this moment with Britt. You have to have this feud with Britt Baker because she is she is kind of a pillar of this company.
Yeah, she definitely is. So I am looking forward to this match. And I think that this is exactly what the fans want to see. They want to see somebody like Britt go up against Mercedes and see them tango, right? It's going to be fun. So I am looking forward to see what they come up with. And hopefully it's not the exact same thing that she did with Saraya already. We have Alexander Fitzgerald who says Jim Jones introducing Swerve was so dope. Ballin'.
Yeah, that was super dope. I was hoping that they would do that song, but they probably couldn't afford it.
Alejandro Cordero says we had completos Chilean hot dogs to support Stephanie Vaquer. I ate 3 and I'm dying now, but so proud of Steph. TK must hire her ASAP. And cheap plug, guys, I do have an interview with Stephanie. She does speak fluent Spanish only, but I did translate the interview in English. So as you're watching, we do have the captions and subtitles in English. So you guys can check it out. It's a great interview because she's very different, I think, from what you can imagine. But when you hear her story, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's why she's a good wrestler. Yeah, that makes sense. She has a different mind than I think most people do, where she didn't just want to go and be like famous. She just wanted to be a wrestler. Does that make sense? She's one of she thinks in that way.
She's one of those. Yeah,
she's one of those. I didn't want to say it like that, but you know what I mean? She's one of those.
Totally. When you put it that way, it's like, oh no, she's been dedicated to wrestling for so long, and it shows in the ring and how she presents herself.
Yeah. And so she talks about, making that journey over to Mexico and not knowing anybody and being such a young girl and going out there. And I'm like, damn, you brave.
In Mexico too?
Yeah, she talks about all of that. Her story, her start in pro wrestling is insane. Like, she talks about going to Japan and trying to learn there. And then she talks about that New Japan Resurgence show and like marking out because she was in the same locker room as Hiroshi Tanahashi. So it was just a lot. It's very cool. It's very cool.
Check that out.
We got Brandon here who says, great pay-per-view tonight. I hope you both are doing well. Yeah, I think so.
Totally.
We got Pat Legrati who says maybe Don Callis turns on Ospreay and cost him the belt on Wednesday. What do you think?
That could happen.
No, Reg, no.
I don't want it to. Denise, Don Callis' head is so big. When he came out there, I was like, that dude got a dome. Oh my God. How does he carry out that head around? It's so shiny too.
It's like a little bowling ball. Let me stick my 2 fingers in it. Whoop. Oh, that sounds really bad. You know what I mean?
Hold on a minute. That sound too? That was crazy.
I'm talking about bowling. You think I'm sticking my 2 fingers anywhere? Red, y'all are nasty. I'm talking about bowling, and the burp sound is when the ball hits the ball hits the floor, and it. Have you not been bowling, Reg? We literally went bowling together. You were there.
Oh, I'm sick.
Y'all are nasty. Nasty. All right. We got Juan Ortega who says all the women's matches delivered tonight on the pay-per-view. Love the Stardom Showcase. Also showing love to the Orange Zack Sabre Jr., best technical wrestler in the world. That match was phenomenal. I want to get into it right now because up until the main event, I legitimately thought that Zack Sabre Jr. versus Orange Cassidy was the best match of the night. So I'm going to rank it second right below that main event.
Okay, that's what's up. I think Bryan and Shingo was second for me, but that match was just as great as I expected it to be. I knew kind of what the history and what Orange Cassidy, what his character is becoming and how Zack Sabre Jr. is moving through trying to become IWGP World Champion, that it was going to be one of the best matches of the show. And to figure out how to have reversals and counters and stuff when Bryan's on the show and what they're going to do with the main event and be totally different than those shows how amazing a wrestler Zack Sabre Jr. is.
Dude, he's incredible. I feel like he puts every other technical wrestler to shame.
Honestly.
So many of them. Like, real talk, I would not be a technical wrestler if I wasn't half as good as Zack Sabre Jr. I would just give up and try to find a new style. I wouldn't want to be up against that guy.
That's funny that you say that, Denise, because I feel like that sometimes too about like high flyers too. Like if you see like a full hit, like a 630 splash, and you're just doing like a regular ass moonsault, like you probably should figure out a different thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, that's how I feel about the MMA boys too. It's like if somebody's doing MMA boy better than you, probably should stop. But that's pro wrestling. That's what it's gonna be.
Right. I don't even know what to call what Zack Sabre Jr. did to Orange Cassidy at the end. He literally just put all his body parts in places they didn't go.
Pretty much, yeah.
Dude messed him up, bro.
That's a fitting ending for Zack Sabre Jr. matches, you know?
Yeah, for sure. All right, we got Luke Thornton here who says Swerve and Danielson at All In feels like the end game. See, Luke here has my vision.
That's the way to go, because you want to give Swerve a little bit more time to cook. That gives him a couple more months to cook. And then, like I said, that ending with Bryan is the way to do it.
We have Chris Ludek here who says, I'm not a fan of Adam Page winning the Owen Hart Cup. I've never seen the big deal about him. To me, he's overrated. I don't think Hangman Page is overrated. No way. There's a lot of overrated wrestlers. He ain't one of them.
I honestly turned a big corner on Hangman Page because when he first won the AEW World Championship, I was like, oh, Bryan's coming in, give him the belt. But then, like, the matches that Hangman started to have, and then when he got into the feud with Swerve, I was like, oh no, Hangman's amazing. He can like work all kind of different styles. He could tell stories. He's great on the mic. Like, yeah, no, not for me.
Infamous Raider Loco says Mercedes did an open challenge on the post show for Dynamite. It can't be Britt so soon, right? Oh, and Nigel standing crying for Toni match was epic. Okay, so she's gonna have an open challenge
in Chicago.
Oh, you think they'll do it already?
I don't think so. No.
So then who's going to answer her open challenge?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I was hoping
Who's a free agent, Denise?
Oh, like a bunch of people?
Is Natty a free agent?
I don't know. We should probably know more, Reg.
We should know.
We're looking a little dumb. Hey, it's 9:57 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll fill in the gaps later.
But I can think, like, who would, she's making an open challenge. It could just be somebody regular. Like, we could be thinking two out of the box.
Who, like Anna Jay?
Yeah, you know?
Saraya, Harley.
You know?
That's true. All right, we got Luke Thornton here who says, watch Community like a decent human being, Denise. Which one's Community again?
That's the one. They go to community college. It has like Donald Glover.
I haven't seen Community.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. Why did you choose Big Bang Theory out of all of the shows?
Because I've seen it and I just decided to restart watching it.
We're creatures of habit as wrestling fans.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love my reruns. Are you kidding me?
I've watched Seinfeld like 20 times.
Yeah. See. I've only watched Seinfeld one way through, so I'm gonna have to probably go back. The show that I've watched the most is probably Frasier. I've watched that one top to bottom like 4 times. And Sex and the City. I have seen Sex and the City so many times.
Every time people like Frasier, I'm like, that has to be one of the worst shows of all time. I love Kelsey Grammer. He's awesome. But Frasier?
How many episodes did you watch?
Every time I watch it, it's on. I'm like, this is the worst show of all time.
No, it is hilarious.
Oh, it's me, Niles, and a dog. I'm like, this is awful. This is god awful.
Give it another chance. Give it another chance. It's amazing. It makes me laugh all the damn time.
Frasier?
Yes, Frasier. Because he's so high maintenance.
Oh, Niles. Oh, our dad's here with his dog. Terrible. Awful.
No, I mean, that's not all they talk about. There's more stuff. And once you give it time, fall in love with the characters.
Is so boring. Yeah.
It is not boring.
Only thing good about it is the theme song, of course.
Oh, I love the theme song too, but I love everything about the show. So there's that. Mike T90K says Denise not attending AEW shows anymore, not watching pre-shows, not watching Collision, but sitting through a 3-hour Raw every week. What's going on?
She just came from Glasgow too.
Glasgow, Reg. Glasgow.
It's not Glasgow.
No, it's Glasgow. You see, thanks to me, you're learning.
Sorry for my Glasgowians. She was just in Glasgow. All
right. First of all, I missed one Collision. All right. I was busy.
Are you going to watch Collision on next Saturday?
No, I think I have a party to go to.
I bet.
I said, okay, let me ask you a question. How many Collisions do you watch, Reg? You know what, Mike? This is BS. This is some bullshit right here. You want to know why? Reg, when's the last time you went to a AEW show? I have gone to far more AEW pay-per-views than you. I watch more Collisions than you.
Lies.
I missed one pre-show because I was chilling and needed a mental break.
I watched Rampage.
So what? I gave up on Rampage like 2 years ago. I'm just saying this is a double standard right here. I am being judged unfairly.
Listen, I wasn't in Glasgow.
All right. So yeah, I went to Glasgow, and you know what? I made money, Reg, because I was working. Wow. All right. That's what I do.
You just shooting. I got it.
Yes, I'm pissed. Why do I gotta get in trouble?
Because this stuff is all true.
Yeah, and you can say the same thing about you.
No, you cannot. I stay attending shows. I watch the pre-show, watch Collision all the time, and don't.
You do not watch Collision all the time. I always ask you to tune into the freaking post-shows, and you're like, no.
Because I don't be watching it alive.
Yeah. Whatever. Change the wordings, Reg. Change the wording. Whatever. Magnum Wayne says Denise is a wrestling fan. She's used to making questionable decisions. Also, I loved OC versus ZSJ, says Magnum Wayne. Crazy 101 says, I don't care. I don't know why, but I can see Stephanie Mina signing with AEW. I would love that, man.
The schedule that Stephanie works over there and how over she is, I don't feel like she wants to leave Mexico. There's some people that like, I'm over in my home country. I don't want to go and be working over there. But I don't know. You interviewed her. You could have got a different vibe from her.
She's also a better wrestler because she's over there.
Exactly.
And she's working with all of these people and just, she's probably gone to like, God, who knows how many freaking wrestling schools she's attended at this point throughout her career.
Many. And they do like 4 shows a week sometimes. Like the wrestling in Mexico is intense, and like you could just the amount that they work compared to the amount she would work in AEW was like 2 different things, you know.
One more thing, also, I'm still freaking mad about Mike T90K's super chat.
You went back.
I'm mad. I'm pissed. You want to know why? Because last year I was probably maybe there was another person. Who the hell knows? I was probably, I'm pretty sure, the only media member that actually went to both All In and All Out. How many people can say that? There's probably, if there's another one, it's like maybe one person. Huh? What now? Well, I'm pissed.
Huh?
No, I'm pissed. I got worked into a shoot, brother.
I am sorry.
What?
Huh? So funny. She
Raphael
Scott Steiner. Huh?
Rafael Garcia says they were booing Boston more so than Mercedes Moné.
Yep. That's how
of course they were booing Boston, but there you go. Blake here, member for 6 months of the DWO, says, let's go Celtics, NBA champs. Who's your team, Reg?
The Warriors. I live in Oakland. Denise,
I was just making sure. Damn. Roberta Arsenal says AEW also posted Tom Nakano making Willow cry because she called Willow a friend and said, I love you in Japanese and welcome back Riho and Hikaru Shida. Damn, they're posting a lot of good behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, they keep it pretty like whoever's on the team out there is doing a lot of good work, like the way that they get to the wrestlers right after the match and the way that they continuously post stuff to further the stories. Like sometimes you have to really follow along. You could miss an inaugural part of a story if you don't watch some of these little videos, but I just love how they add that extra element to it.
Grapple Geekery says, not fun to be upstaged by an entrance. Is it, Moné?
It was a pretty good entrance from Stephanie, so I get it.
Lawrence Ross says, hi, Denise. Reg ladder match was a banger. Do you think we will get Blackheart Leo Rush in AEW? And do you like the gimmick? I enjoy it. So let's talk about that ladder match. It was for the AEW TNT Championship. Konosuke Takeshita versus Mark Briscoe versus Jack Perry versus Dante Martin versus Leo Rush versus El Phantasmo. Reg, take the floor. What did you think of this?
Spot food, baby. Very dangerous stuff happened. Takeshita, I think, probably had the best showing. Anytime he was like in the running to grab the belt, Denise, the crowd was like, we want this so bad. He is just like built this fan base, built this love of like, I'm a homegrown AEW star, but also I'm something else that I can't really explain. They want him to win so bad. And so he was on fire. The way that he hit that Blue Thunder bomb off the apron through the table on LP, insane. I thought Mark Briscoe, the way that he has this connection now, due to his brother passing away and just kind of his spirit that he's shown post that the connection that he has with the fans now is kind of amazing. I think the way that he works and he can get any crowd behind him, no matter what, just with the Briscoe stuff. Lio Rush on fire. I'm so happy to see him back in AEW. Really quick, I don't think we'll see the Blackheart thing in AEW. The spooky stuff, they leave that to House of Black, unless he joins House of Black. You just never know. But yeah, this was kind of we all knew this was going to be the finish, right? Denise was like, Jack Perry's going to win this. Nobody's really super surprised by this.
I think that was probably my only issue with the match, was that no one here besides Konosuke Takeshita and Jack Perry was really believable in the sense that you thought they were going to win.
Yeah.
And like nobody was expecting Dante Martin or Leo. Like at one point there was even a moment where Dante Martin and Lio Rush climb to the top of the ladder and they have this stare down, and it's supposed to be like this moment of, oh, who's going to grab it? And you were supposed to have the fans stand up and get really excited, and no one reacted to that because no one was expecting them to win. And so that was really the only thing where I thought, well, you know, I do wish that there was more guys in here that were actually that you might have believed that they were going to walk away as TNT championship. But to me, I thought that the MVP of this match was Mark Briscoe, man. I thought that the spots that he did, the one where he went over the top rope and sandwiched Konosuke Takeshita between a ladder and a table. Are you kidding me? That was insane. And he did it like nothing.
Denise, what about him almost doing the edge on the table, though?
Oh, yeah.
That was scary.
Yeah, that was scary. Yeah. I mean, there was some scary bits, but I did think Mark Briscoe was the MVP of this match, followed closely by El Phantasmo. I thought he had some really cool moments too, but it was primarily Mark Briscoe for me.
Yeah, the way that El Phantasmo was kind of flying in and out and taking crazy bumps, I think that just kind of being in place, he really showed that I'm a great one too if you guys need some extra help over here. But yeah, Mark Briscoe almost did edge. That was scary. Hit it at the wrong part of the table. And that thing that you describe of that flip bump to the outside was insane. Crazy stuff.
And Takeshita's Blue Thunder Bomb. That was freaking crazy too. On the table, that was nuts.
Yeah, insane work. As a concept though, I think I could be done with ladder match for a while.
What do you mean?
Like, I think we could stop doing that as a concept in wrestling, in every wrestling company.
Boo.
What do you mean, boo?
Boo, Reg.
It's not even like
fun. I love me a ladder match.
This match was fucking dangerous, and they didn't do any new ladder match spots that we haven't been seeing for the last 10 years. Like, it's not even worth it of how dangerous it is. Like, the hottest ladder the best ladder match spots, we've seen them already, and I just think it's kind of unnecessary at this, which is unnecessary dangerous, and that's coming from someone who fucking loves spot foo.
Pro wrestling is dangerous though.
Yeah, but then you add people flying off ladders and their stuff everywhere, and you're throwing shit at each. It's not worth it for me. And I love this shit, but like, how many ladder matches have we seen, and how many of them are like great that we were like, hey, remember that ladder match? Name one right now from the last 5 years that's hot.
Dude, there was a bunch. What about all the shit that we saw with the freaking Lucha Bros?
I said name one. I didn't say start talking about stuff.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're lucky that I have a shitty memory, Reg. You're very lucky that I have a shitty memory. I'm happy that you didn't bounce
it back on me because I can't think of one either.
I can't even remember what I saw yesterday.
It's just too much though. Every time they announce a new stipulation, like, oh, we got 6 guys, put a ladder up. It's like, all right, I get it.
I see what you mean here. All right. I was more so thinking that AEW needs to put more guys in here that we actually think we're going to win. That was really my big issue with it. But other than that, I had a good time. I love me ladder matches. I ain't trying to cancel ladder matches. I have a good time. I love them. Keep doing them. They're fun.
Trying to cancel ladder matches. It's really fun.
Also, did you notice that Mark Briscoe didn't come out with his Ring of Honor World Championship?
Yeah, because they don't care about Ring of Honor.
Dude, I had to Google to make sure he was still the champion. Because I don't be watching Ring of Honor, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Okay, we got Sheldon Jackson says, Denise, did you really make a comparison between Toni Storm's entrance and Columbia Pictures logo, but not the Statue of Liberty? Please explain. Yes, Statue of Liberty was obviously what she was dressed at, but I think because she is the movie character, I think she was also doing the Columbia Pictures thing.
Because it kind of looked like her silhouette.
Yes, and that's why it was dark, and they even did like that's why she was doing, because she's timeless Toni Storm. Isn't that not obvious? She wasn't just going to come out and be like, I love New York. Let me be the Statue of Liberty.
I mean, it is New York, though.
Yeah. Okay, then fine. The next time she's going to come out for like every mascot in every city.
No, she's not going to do that.
And that's why I'm saying, all right. Sometimes we got to think deep, guys. Think deep.
That's true.
Infamous Raider Loco says, Denise shoot promo on point. She ain't lying. Thank you.
She has some stuff built up since she's just been chilling on her couch for the last 6 hours.
Sheldon Jackson says, thoughts about Takeshita not being on AEW TV for a little due to the fact that he's in this year's G1, especially with the momentum he's gotten lately. Good. Go and do the G1 because I think that AEW has not been doing Konosuke Takeshita right on their programs. So go do the G1. Kick ass at the G1.
Yeah, maybe like if he goes and cooks over there, it'll inspire AEW to like capitalize on it over here, you know?
He's been cooking here too, though.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
It's messed up, man. I think he's one of their best potential big stars. And you don't have anybody that looks like Takeshita, that works like Takeshita on your roster.
Like, I don't even think you need to do more. Like, he doesn't need to improve. He doesn't, like, if they were like right now, you're in the main event, he would cook and it'd be no problem. So I don't know what it is.
He just needs a little push with a good little story to help further everything along.
A story, Denise. That's it. That's it.
That's it. That's all you gotta do. Just give the guy a little push. Come on. Give him a little feud, something.
It seems like that, like, once you just do that, it seems so easy, but I don't know. They make it really hard over there.
We got Infamous Raider Loco who says cancel ladder matches right before Money in the Bank. What?
I'm sorry. I know. Controversy, you guys. Yeah.
Oh, man. Reg, you're going to get us canceled for trying to get canceled. You know what's funny? Anyway, I'm done. I'm not going to y'all mind. I'm just going to keep going on shoot promos.
She's going in again.
I'm not. Lady B says, with Jack Perry doing his moveset and Okada being called the best bout machine, to the blurring of his face in the video package, could Omega get the We Want Roman treatment at live events?
I think that's what they're trying to do. I think they're laying the foundation. I think they're planting seeds. I think they want people to be like, is this a possibility? Maybe if we start cheering for Kenny, he'll show up. I think eventually they want that. We want Kenny. We want, they want people to cheer and think that he's about to show up.
I feel that. Thank you so much to Lady B for sending in that super chat. Much appreciated. All right, we got to get into some of the other topics that occurred on the show. So I'm going to rewind. And since Sheldon Jackson just brought it up, let's get to it. One of my favorite matches on the show as well. This was Toni Storm versus Mina Shirakawa. This was fun. I love that you knew that it was going to go a lesser amount of time. They just got straight into the freaking action right away. Fun match. Toni wins with her pile driver. Love her pile driver. It always looks like it freaking hurts. And in the end, they hug and they kiss and they are friends for now.
Yeah, that's kind of what I liked about it, match. It felt like a sprint. It was like, all right, we're kind of smack dab in the middle of this pay-per-view. The fans have seen what they've seen so far. They might be a little fatigued. Let's just go out here and just bam, 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 hit it up, speed type stuff. I thought that Toni Storm's entrance and her gear was great. Mina's energy and her charisma just comes through the screen and the fans could feel it. Their match was really just a hard-hitting, fun stardom type match. And I think that the ending and them hugging and kissing just added on to it because y'all are freaks.
Dude, that tweet got 100 bookmarks in 7 minutes.
What do people be doing with their bookmarks?
Do you ever use bookmarks?
No.
I used to not use bookmarks. I never did until this year. And I've sort of just bookmarked things that I need to get back to. Like if I see a tweet and I'm like, oh, I need to respond to that, I'll just like bookmark it and tell myself to go back. Okay. Or usually what I do is for like clothing and stuff, or just like a reminder if someone's going to drop an album or a concert or something that I want to see, I'll save it in my bookmarks. It's usually information that I want to save or something that I need to go back to and respond to.
Oh, that's what's up. So you're using it for good. There are a lot of people that aren't using it for good.
No, I'm not going around bookmarking tweets that make me juicy. No, that's not what I'm doing.
What did you just say?
Juicy.
Tweets.
So this is the thing about me. I don't like, I've said this actually. I had a very long conversation about this when I used to work at Russell Talk. I don't like the H word. So I plug in juicy instead.
Oh, like you don't like horny.
I don't even like to hear it. Red.
Like, juicy sounds crazier, I think.
No, it doesn't. Juicy's cute. Like, oh, you're feeling juicy? That's cute.
Yo, if a woman's like, you making me juicy, I'm like, hey, yo, I think I'm killing it out here. Can I pull up? Like, what do you mean? You're juicy? Where are you at?
No, it's so
said, it's not cute. I'm like, oh, the homegirl's juicy. Hey, I gotta go. How do you keep doing this?
I'm telling you, juicy just sounds nice. Like, because for example,
it does sound nice. Yeah, you're right.
Let's say I was in public and I was like, oh, I'm feeling juicy. You would never know.
Yeah, I would know.
Like, I mean, now you know, now everyone's gonna know. But let's say I was telling my guy, like, oh, hey, I'm feeling juicy. Let's go home. Right? No one would know.
What do you mean no one would know?
If I heard another woman say that and I didn't know, I'd be like, oh, she's thirsty. She wants to go home and have a juice.
Who would say I'm feeling juicy and be thirsty, Denise?
I just think it sounds better.
It does not.
It does.
If you were juicy,
I refuse to say the H word. Okay, I refuse. It just makes me sound bad.
So you're juicy instead.
Exactly.
You used to have those one pants with juicy on the butt?
No, I never did. I hated that. I wasn't that kind of girl. I went through my Hot Topic phase. I was that girl.
Oh yeah, you were.
Yeah, I was the Hot Topic girl. I wasn't the Victoria's Secret juicy on my butt girl.
You're like, oh, mom.
Yeah, no, I didn't do any of that. None of that. Kidding me?
Mom, get out of my room.
No, I was a sick mama's girl. I remember the time I got offered cigarettes in 5th grade. And I said no because I was not going to smoke cigarettes. And my friend was like, Denise, you need to stop listening to your mom all the time. I'm very happy that I listened to my mom and did not smoke cigarettes. Kids do not smoke.
Your friend did not know her friend. Like, how Denise in 5th grade would not smoke cigarettes. Well, she won't smoke them now. Why would she smoke them back then?
Cigarettes. Are you kidding me?
Like, what?
I'm done. Anyways, juicy is better. We got Pat Lagrati here who says y'all are saving the best for last. The learning tree. Hi guys, we need to talk about the learning tree. Reg, you want to pick it up?
I like the learning tree. This was fun though, wasn't it, Denise?
We both watched the same show, right? You didn't get like a special version of the match, director's cut or something? Did you watch on fucking Blu-ray?
Leave me alone.
Wait, is Blu-ray still even a thing?
I think so. Oh shit, that's really funny. But no, there were some elements of this. Look, Jeff Cobb and Samoa Joe. You didn't like that?
I did like that. That was the best part. I thought that was a good. Okay, there was some pros. You're right.
See?
Jeff Cobb, Samoa Joe, great. Hook and Shibata taking a note out of Samoa Joe's book by moving out of the way instead of taking a move. I like that they did that to Jericho. And 3, Hook getting his victory back on Chris Jericho without having to get the FTW championship back. You're right. 3 wins in this match.
Boom. Look at that. Those are even better than I was going to say. I think that Hook using the Judas effect to do it kind of like, because remember, Denise, when that first thing happened where Jericho punked out Taz and we're like, dude, get your revenge. I feel like now he finally got his revenge.
Thank God. Thank God. Is there anything else we want to add about this?
I like the learning tree. I think Chris Jericho is great.
You should start doing the, hi guys, I like the learning tree.
Bad. He should stop doing that.
That's what Chris Jericho does, bro.
No, I'm saying he should stop doing that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree. Infamous Raider Loco says, last chat, just to say thanks for this podcast. I truly mean it. You guys are absolutely amazing. Again, ML and R, have a great night. All wrestling is great. Oh, much love. I'm on. What's ML?
Yeah, appreciate you, Raider Loco, for reals. Like, I've used wrestling to escape and cope and do all type of things, and it's great to. That's why when people talk about the lengths of pay-per-views and making like, no, dude, if I'm like want to escape from what I'm existing in, show me a 6-hour wrestling show. That's a great way to do it.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Crazy 101 says thoughts on Wrestle Dynasty ready to stay up. So let's talk about that because that was another announcement that was made here today. Sort of a breaking news here is we have another, I guess you can say, AEW pay-per-view. Yep. AEW Wrestle Dynasty will be taking place January 5th, 2025 at the Tokyo Dome the day after Wrestle Kingdom. So damn, you're going to get back-to-back. You got your New Japan content, you got your AEW content, and I'm thinking because the AEW show, the Wrestle Dynasty, also had New Japan's logo. So I'm guessing it's going to be like a Forbidden Door type, but in Japan.
Exactly.
And that's that.
Yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. They said that CMLL and Stardom are going to be involved too. This feels like Forbidden Door, but in Japan. It's going to be attached to Wrestle Kingdom, which brings in a bunch of wrestling fans already. I might be in Japan, man. How long is that? What month is it? Because like that sounds insane.
It's January. You got half a year.
Got some time, huh?
You should go, Reg.
I think I might be out there, Denise. I think
you should go.
That'd be sick.
You should go. You might see me too. I haven't decided yet. I might. I've always wanted to go to Japan. I've never been to Japan, but again, that's the good thing about it is that you got 6 months to prepare. If this was like 3 months from now, I'd be like, no thanks, I can't do that. 6 months from now, I can make it work.
I might pull up. Yeah, I'm excited about this. I think this is dope. We've been wanting to see. I don't know what Bryan's status is going to be by then because he keeps saying retirement is like, is December it or like what does it mean? But he has to be involved, right? And is Ken going to be back? Kenny Omega back in Japan? That sounds crazy.
Yeah, it really, really does. So, what time do you think they're going to do the show, though?
Probably start here at like midnight.
All right, interesting. All right, I'm excited, man. This is exciting. People have been asking when they were going to go over to Japan, and now there it is at the Tokyo Dome.
Yep.
We got Infamous Raider Loco who says, Reg got $2 more out of me for Juicy. I'm dead.
She said it, Raider Loco, not me.
That's true. Now you're even getting credit for me saying Juicy.
Denise is feisty tonight, you guys. I'm glad she's leaving here to do it, and her husband has to deal with this.
He's gonna send me back. Adam Legend says the zoom into a smiling Taz after Hook pinned Jericho was peak. There's finally a light at the end of the tunnel for this. Hopefully, I missed that.
Yeah, it was funny that at one point Nigel was like, "Oh yeah, you're being real biased, Taz," and Taz is like, "Well, you're like every time Bryan Danielson is out here having a match. What are you talking about?" Where do you think Hook goes from here, Denise? Is he gonna get away from Chris Jericho?
No, I don't.
He said no.
No, I think they might still stretch this. No,
they're gonna run it back again.
No. You're right. This has got to be it. This has got to be it. Yeah. I think he still stays with Samoa Joe and Shibata for a bit, and they continue to maybe wreak havoc on some other teams.
Maybe they switch over to Samoa Joe and Chris Jericho instead.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So it'll kind of be not.
Kind of over, yeah.
All right. Adam Legend, thank you so much. We got Ryan Soley here who says, Whoa, you're still live. The scrum just ended. Great review as always. Denise and Reg, Swerve and Ospreay match of the night. Cheers. You're telling me the one time I'm not there, they finally make a quick ass scrum?
How did we beat the scrum, Denise? This is insane. This is the shortest scrum of all time. I know. We started legit immediately after the show. That means that this was like the shortest scrum ever. Because we're only been going an hour and 18. They take at least 20 minutes to get back there.
Sometimes more than that. There's been times that we've waited way longer than that.
I'm saying this was less than an hour.
And it's usually 5 people. Each talent talks for about 10 to 12 minutes. The least amount you'll see is between 4 to 8 minutes. And then Toni talks for about 40 to an hour. The last time he only talked for 20 minutes. So that was huge. I'm telling you, I've broken it all down. So this is huge.
You got the science for sure.
Ryan, thank you so much for the super chat, man. All right. So with that being said, we got to get into the rest of this show. Let's rewind all the way to the back and to the top, excuse me, and get into MJF versus Ecchi Settle, and then we'll just kind of work our way down from there. Dude, this was a fun little opening match, man. I didn't have a problem with this. You know, I think it's like Ecchi Settle's a good worker. It's just that he's not like a big star. So that's why this match didn't feel so big. But I thought this was fine. This was fine.
Yeah, there was a lot of discourse kind of surrounding this. Like, MJF's a big star, blah, blah, blah. But I thought the match went exactly how I expected it. Ecchi Settle was like, if you see him in the ring, you'll be like, oh, yeah, I understand why he's in here with MJF. The way that he was like, confusing MJF. MJF had the facials of like, oh shit, I don't know what's happening to me, just kind of getting stretched. I thought this was a really great way to start the show. And they're in Long Island. You want to start it with MJF, get that big pop. He's still playing babyface, so he played off of that too. I liked it. I thought that he worked a different match than he usually works. He worked a smart, this is a forbidden door type match, and I appreciate that about MJF.
All right, the Elite. We had the Elite and Kazuchika Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi and the Acclaimed. I think for me, first of all, the coolest part was definitely building up to that moment where you're waiting to see Okada and Tanahashi together, and then eventually you do. The one thing I did not like, Reg, was that the ending, we were seeing Okada was about to attack Tanahashi. At least that's what it seemed like he was going to do after the match. But Billy Gunn ran him off. The hell is Billy Gunn doing running off Okada?
Denise, I screamed.
Thank you. So I wasn't just... Okay,
no, I'm like, why is Billy Gunn running off fucking Okada like Billy Gunn's the safe? Like, they had Billy Gunn in Kenny's spot. Like, he's like, oh, here comes Billy Gunn. I don't give a fuck that Billy Gunn's coming. Beat his old ass.
He didn't even come out with a weapon, Reg. At least with like a bat or something, and a large scissors, anything.
Large scissors.
Bro, it was just Billy Gunn.
Bro came out with a backwards hat, and they were like, oh, we got to get out of here. It's Billy Gunn. I'm like, what's going on here? Yeah, no, super. I agree. I was very confused. I'm like, why are they giving it up to Billy Gunn like this? What happened here?
I did like
the, it kind of felt like a final. They've done this a few times with Okada and Tanahashi of like, this is it, you guys. We've done this for so long, but this is really it. This felt like it. Okada ended up pinning Tanahashi for the finish. Felt like a fitting into their whole thing. But yeah, the Billy Gunn thing, I'm still very confused about, honestly.
Yeah, I was not a fan of that. I'm like, you don't do that to Okada. Anybody else, at least come out with a weapon. At least.
And if that's going to lead to a match of Billy Gunn and Okada, also, why are we doing that?
After what we saw with Billy Gunn and Jay White.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That was god
I voted that like the worst AEW match I'd ever seen in my life.
That was terrible. I forgot about that. Oh, yeah, keep Billy Gunn out of here.
Sorry, man. Sorry, but we got to not do that. That was rough, man. That was very, very rough.
Damn, I can't believe you reminded me of that. I blocked that out of my brain. He tried to bury my homie Jay White.
I feel like he did too. I feel so too. I think it was probably one of those situations where it's like, oh, well, you got Billy Gunn, who's been in the business for so long, and blah blah blah.
Listen to me, young snapper. I'm the vet. And it was like, no, you probably should listen to him. I think, Bill.
That's what I think probably happened in that scenario. We got Crazy 101 who says Tony said he would love for AEW to go to Puerto Rico. He's going to say there's not going to be one place that you say, hey, Tony, would you like to come here? He's not going to be like, no, I'm not going to want to go over there. So if you ask Tony, would you like to go to Death Valley, California?
Anywhere in the world, I swear. You could be like, do you want to go to North Dakota?
Those are my
He's like, yeah, I'd love to
favorite questions in the scrums. Will you come to this place? I'm like, he's going to say whatever he says every time for every city.
Anywhere, Japan, Mexico, India, you can say any place, and Tony's like, yeah, we'd love to be there. Like, it's not even a question at this point.
So we'll see. Once he announced that they're actually going there, that's when I get excited. That's when we'll get excited.
And he never does in the scrum, so stop.
Oh, here we go. Ryan says there was something new they did before the scrum. They had RJ, Renee, and Matt Menard do a recap of the show. They are trying new ideas, I guess. This Billy Gunn seems legit. Future champion. What do you think of this? Doing a little recap before the show? Because
Denise, as people who've been in there, like, I don't want any extras before, like, let's just get to it. You kind of feel the same way?
I'm going to tell you, this is an honest opinion here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand that the people that go to media events, they go with the anticipation of getting content.
Yep.
You go to the events to get content. If there is no content, there is really no reason for you
There's
to
no point.
actually be at the live event, unless you're a photographer. Great. But if not, okay, you can write an article from home. You can watch the scrum from home. You can, if there is no scrum, you can watch the show from home and do the exact same coverage, whether it's a recap show like this or an article. You can do that online. When you have media go to these events, you have to give them a reason to be there, and something that is going to give them some way to make money off of the show.
Some kind of incentive.
Yes, an incentive. Exactly. And everybody there has different things that they need to get out of it, right? Because some people go representing certain outlets. So of course, if you get your question in and you get your answer, there you go. That's your exclusive. Maybe it's part of your story. For me, for example, I go to get video content because I am providing to a digital platform, YouTube, to put these videos up. Okay. So what I would want out of that is to get to see someone do a review. It's not enough to say, oh, this is why I need to go, because that's not going to get you the views, right?
Right.
And so for me, that would kind of actually take away for a reason for me to want to go and to cover the show as media. Like, I'm there because I want to get the press conference. I'm there because I want to hear them I want to hear the wrestlers talk about the show. Because if I wanted to watch a recap, well, then I would tune into a post show and watch the post show.
Totally.
But I want to get the fallout, the aftermath of what went down. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. That's kind of why I haven't been hitting the scrums. It's like I go to experience, because I want to experience the crowd. I want to see how they were functioning during the show. I want to be there live. But like, as far as the real questions that I have, I know that usually they're probably not going to answer those. And the content that I want to get, it just doesn't feel like the scrum is where it's presented. So my feelings have kind of changed on those things. Like, I kind of feel like they should just do, like, it should be all kayfabe, and like, bring in Toni Storm and let's interview her in kayfabe, bring in Swerve and let's interview her in kayfabe, because most of the time you don't really get, they're dodging questions so hard. It's like, what's really going on here?
Right. That's part of the reason why I didn't go to Forbidden Door, because I had noticed how things were changing in the press conferences. And I noticed that there was not as much interest. And I can't, for example, fly to New York and get these videos that no one's going to have interest in. Right. Or there's going to be lesser amount of interest. So that's why I had to make a decision of like, okay, is it worth it to go to this show? Is it not worth it? All In, for example, I went to All In. I did the shows. I did the everything that I did. But it's like, okay, is that going to make me, the content that I got there, is that going to make me enough money to cover my expenses, to cover the flight that I'm paying for, to cover the hotel that I'm paying for? If the answer is no, then I got to change and I got to come up with something different. And so that's part of the reason as to why I go to certain shows and why I don't go to certain shows. For example, Money in the Bank. I'm not going to be there this year. Why? Because, well, I don't know if they're doing a media scrum, but the last I heard, they weren't doing a media, not a media scrum, a media day. And so when they weren't unsure, I was like, okay, well, then I'm not going to apply for credentials, because then there's really no reason for me to go, right?
Exactly.
And so that's how I decide when I'm going to go. And if I flop at one show, then, oh shit, maybe I'm not going to go to the next one because I didn't make my money back with the content that I had there. Like, you got to think about it this way. And there's so many different people. There's people that are obviously going and representing certain outlets. So if they're lucky, they have somebody paying for their flight. They have somebody paying for their hotel. If you're me, no, that's not how it works. I have me paying for all that shit. And that's how it is. And Reg, everybody's story is kind of different in there, and everybody has different responsibilities and different people that they're working for.
Yeah, working for or working with. Some people are getting flued out there, but like a lot of us ain't. So it's like, what how can I maximize this time in the best way? And that's kind of the point that you're making there. How could I maximize being at this scrum and what's going to come out of it and what's going to be after it? It takes a lot, you guys. It's not just like you pull up, you get content, you can interview whoever you want. There's like all these rules and stipulations and stuff. It's kind of a lot.
Rules and stipulations. It's a ladder match. If you climb the ladder, you get an interview with Tony Khan. If you don't, too bad. You got to eat dog food. I don't know.
That's the game for real. Mm-hmm.
All right. We got Brian Watson here who says many empty seats at top. MSG was packed Friday. So what's going on with that? I didn't notice anything about the top. I was just watching the show. I don't look at that.
I didn't see it.
I thought it looked pretty full.
Me too.
All right. Brian Watson, thank you so much for the super chat, man. And also MSG did also look good too.
MSG was on fire.
2 shows that looked good, I think. All right. So we need to get into Bryan Danielson versus Shingo Takagi. Bryan is advancing in the men's Owen, and he's going to go on to face Pac at Beach Break. We're going to be here to talk about that on Wednesday. Reg, Pac versus Bryan is going to happen. But also, what did you think of Bryan versus Shingo?
Bryan Danielson is such a funny wrestler. When I don't want to say he takes it easy on some wrestlers, but he is not, even in AEW, sometimes not going 100%. Then when he gets into the ring with a wrestler like Shingo and a Japanese guy that he knows he's going to throw with, the slaps that he was hitting Shingo with were so hard. The forearms that he was throwing at Shingo, so hard. The kicks that he were hitting Shingo with, insane. It's like he goes to a different level because he knows these guys can keep up and he knows that there's not going to be any pushback. This match was exactly what we expected. 2 veterans who have been in the ring before just striking each other. Shingo lariated Bryan Danielson at one point, and I thought the match was over. He just took everything out of him. Bryan he's just the best wrestler of all time, the greatest of our generation. The way that we all hate him because he continuously does these stupid injury angles where he brings in a doctor or something happens and we all get mad and he does a seizure spot, but that's a part of his charm and that's why he's so great. This match is awesome, and that's leading to Pac and Bryan Danielson in Chicago. Unbelievable. Like, I'm so excited about the rest of Bryan in this Owen tournament, and I'm excited about him being world champion, even if it's for one day.
Like I said, we got to manifest that Bryan Danielson as champion, man. Yeah. I'm happy that he's advancing in this tournament. This was a good match. I loved when he kicked out of the Made in Japan. I thought that was great. When he hit him with the Bo-Psycho knee and Shingo kicked out, I thought that was awesome. There was a little bit of a confusion with the ending because we don't know if Shingo, like, we never actually saw him tap. So they were saying it was a verbal tap, or I'm not sure if it was a verbal submission or if the referee just decided to call it. That's where I was a little confused on.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't show it on camera and they didn't have another view at the end and they said it was kind of a verbal attack. It could have been something from the back of the people being like, just in this match is over or whatever, or you can't see it or whatever kind of thing. There was some kind of miscommunication, but I don't think it took away from the match.
Alrighty, so we got a super chat here from Vasco who says main event was awesome. What was your favorite spot? Mine was when I thought that Swerve was winning when he countered the Tiger Driver. That was my favorite spot.
Either when Ospreay slid into the house call or legit him trying to hit the hidden blade and Swerve just taking it in and being like, I'm a fucking man. That shit was awesome.
I don't know what's going on with this. Crazy 101 says Beyond Wrestling announces Leo Rush got injured.
Come on, man. Just like I said, run my rant back. Fucking ladder matches, not good for anybody.
Oh, damn. Crazy 101, thank you so much for the super chat.
Ladder
I hate when
matches.
we find out news like this online. I mean, on the air, it sucks. All right, guys. I know this has been a long show. I think we actually already covered every single match. Yep, we did.
No, we didn't talk about Mox and Naito.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I thought we talked about it.
It wasn't really
Oh shit! All right, there it is. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. My bad.
The issue is they worked a Japanese style match, and this American crowd didn't want that.
Yeah, I think I also didn't like, by the way, that commentary was saying that maybe Red Shoes was trying to favor Naito because he's trying to get the title back over to Japan. And I'm like, bro, isn't John Moxley like freaking mentor of your freaking son?
Yeah.
Weren't they like freaking tagging with him and Shota like a bunch of times? Yeah. What are you talking about? I didn't like that they kind of ran with that a little bit. Naito won with the Destino. This probably wasn't too noteworthy of a match, but it happened. It was there, but I almost didn't really care too much because I already knew we were going into the main event. So
yeah, this was a kind of predictable finish. Like we knew Naito was going to come and win the IWGP Championship, but just like I said, I think they worked like a Wrestle Kingdom style main event that would got over huge in Japan, but the American fans just weren't ready for that.
I feel you. Okay, now we got everything from the show. Oh boy. Thank you to everybody who stayed up late with us, wherever you're watching in the world, whether you watched live or on the replay. Seriously, guys, thank you so very much. Before we go, if you guys enjoyed what you heard here from Reg and I, and if this was your first time, Reg and I are live each and every single Wednesday to talk about AEW Dynamite. Beach Break is looking like it's going to be a big show. We got the return of Britt Baker. We have that freaking Pac versus Bryan match. It's going to be in Chicago. So that's going to be interesting with the Bucks and Jack Perry and all of that. So it seems to be like an exciting show coming up for Wednesday. But on top of that, I'm streaming here practically every single day. And then also starting tomorrow, guys, every single day from July 1st through July 31st, I am going to be dropping a daily SummerSlam video, recapping every single SummerSlam from 1988 to 2023. It is a freaking mission, but my friends, it will be up here on the channel. So I would really appreciate it if you guys came in every single day and checked those out, as many as you could, because this is a mission. But Reg, what do you got going on?
Insane. I can't believe you're doing that. It's just a regular old week this week. Check out my music on righteousreg.bandcamp.com. I'm continuously dropping new stuff on that. Every Wednesday I'm on with Denise. Every Wednesday I'm also on with Mike and Indeed. Every Saturday and every other Thursday it's Grapsity with Philip Lindsay. Yeah, thank you guys for showing up this late for y'all. There's still some night going on. I'm gonna smoke some pot and enjoy myself.
Well, we got a very generous super chat here from Ryan Soley, who says, I got paid this week, hence all this money
so
to
cool,
you.
Man.
Thank you for that. Thank you for what you do, Denise. Your content is A+. What you said regards to the show really hit me in the feels. Keep it up, please. Thank you so much, Ryan. We really appreciate you. We appreciate everybody who tuned in. Seriously, guys, without you, we would not be here. So thank you guys so freaking much. Alrighty, everybody, that's the show. Have an awesome rest of the week, and we'll catch you guys later. Bye, everyone.